Let's talk about the newest ridiculous thing I've seen this year, the Great Shift. How South Asians went from nerds to it girls.
I'll be the first to say it, alright? I'll be the first. These Indian girls are on the rise. Boys, it's time to invest now.
Clearly, it seems like the West only just discovered how beautiful or attractive South Asian women are. And by South Asians, I don't only mean Indians, because let's face it, it's not like they know the difference between all South Asian countries.
Thank God.
We went from having nerdy portrayals online, from being the side character and always being popped up multiple times in Q&As about which race you wouldn't want to date, to now being desirable. When I first came across this trend, what was funny to me is that they were acting like we didn't already know that we were that girl. It's not like we want any beauty pageants, any Miss World titles. It's not like we have coveted beauty routines with our hair and skincare routines. Put shortly, we never needed their validation because we've always been knowing. We've been knowing. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Maryam, and on this channel we talk about all things fashion and lifestyle. Welcome back to my winter arc series. Today is the very last video in our winter arc series. This series has been my way of saying thank you to you guys for all the love, support you've shown me in this entire year. Today I want to talk about the Great Shift trend. This has been one of my most requested videos. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot believe I'm talking about this because it feels so ridiculous to have our race, to have a race in general be a trend. One thing that I really want to address, especially in this video, is how some girls younger of age were responding to this trend. I found that to be very problematic, and that's why I thought I should create this video, because this message needs to be heard. Alright, so let's first talk about the trend itself. The shift is essentially South Asian women going from being the side character, the nerdy girls, the girls that don't get a second glance, to now being desirable. The girls who once you wouldn't want to date in those very popular Q&As, to now being a race that you'd fight for to date. It's funny how certain people think they can pick and choose who is deemed to be desirable and who is not, because that power doesn't belong to anyone. No one can actually decide who is attractive and who is not and deem it as a general rule in all of society. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. And a similar thing was seen with the Black community a few years ago, how everyone was almost fetishizing a certain race, kind of wanting to have mixed children. I mean, that was a whole different story, but that had a similar narrative to it as well. Many times you will see a common trend where something is first made fun of and then suddenly it's cool and everyone starts to do the exact same thing. I mean, who here remembers the craze of the slick back ponytail or that sleek look, that wet hair look? South Asian women have been doing that for a long time with their hair oiling routines. It's such a common thing, and that was actually something that used to be made fun of, the oil in our hair, but now it's a coveted beauty routine, and now people actually do that to their hair to get that sleek look. And if you guys have watched my other videos about how the West copies South Asian fashion, we can see the exact same thing. Valentino's last spring summer collection, I mean, we all saw what happened there. And now that we understand what the trend is and where it originates from, let's talk more about diversity, when it can be a good thing and where it can be taken too far. For example, one thing I will say is that the West does one thing better than South Asian countries itself, and that is how they portray, for example, the Indian race in their movies, in their media. I mean, Bridgerton, Simone Ashley, the way that Indians are portrayed in their shows and their movies are actually far more better than how it's done in Bollywood. Diversity is important for so many reasons, and we love the representation, but where we draw the line is when a certain group of people start to deem whom they find attractive and whom they do not, because that power shouldn't belong to anyone, and no one should actually place any importance on those things because you're only feeding into it. That was one of the reasons why I didn't want to make this video at first. It's because I felt like I was just feeding into their whole narrative of whatever they're saying, and I didn't want to do that. However, it's so important to address it and talk about what can be done about it. But now let's talk about how these trends about how beautiful you are, how desirable you are, should actually be maneuvered. What you should actually do about it when you see these kinds of ridiculous trends happening, you as a South Asian person or a woman. Now, here's the thing about this trend that made me really concerned. It was how younger girls, younger South Asian girls were being happy about the fact that they're now seen as desirable. And you may be thinking, now why is that such a bad thing? After all, after so many years of being seen as the lesser than race, now that we're being seen as the one who is actually desirable, shouldn't that be celebrated? Now the problem is why do we need someone else to come to us and tell us that we are attractive for us to actually believe that? That's where the issue is. The issue is placing your self-worth, your sense of self in external, extrinsic beings. And that's when the entire main premise of my entire winter arc series is for you guys to stop taking your self-worth, your value from other external forces. For example, marketing campaigns about skin whitening, what's represented in the media, and now this trend over here talking about South Asian women being attractive. The issue is placing importance or giving importance to what external forces have to say about us, whether it's media outlets.
Hi, welcome. You know, you've become really beautiful. Your face is fairer, glowing.
For 2 months, I've been using Fair and Lovely. It lightens the color of the skin in a natural and gentle way.
Really?
And also protects the skin from the sun. Listen to your elder sister and try it.
Perfect. So I'll make a beautiful bride like you.
Fair and Lovely makes you noticeably fairer, gently.
Or a silly TikTok trend.
First to say, alright, I'll be the first. These Indian girls are on the rise. Boys, it's time to invest now.
And as someone who is South Asian, be aware of your tendencies, because it's very normal for someone who is South Asian, born in a South Asian household, to place their value on external forces such as the degree you have, the color of your skin, what school you went to, etc, etc. It's very common for South Asian communities to feel the need to place their importance or self-worth on what others have to say about them. For example, like this trend over here, girls getting happy because of the fact that others start to see them as attractive now. You don't need for them to say that for you to be attractive. You already were. South Asian women have already been beautiful for many hundreds of years. Our hair care routines, our skincare routines, I mean the multiple beauty pageants we won, the jewelries we wear, the clothes we wear, the weddings we have. I mean, when a South Asian baby is born, the first thing she's given is gold. We've been valuable from the very start. We've had external narratives such as Fair and Lovely ads, what's portrayed in movies as to be beautiful, what the West have to say about South Asian women, how they've been portraying us for many, many years in their movies, to now actually calling us attractive. Stop placing your worth in other people's hands, because it doesn't belong in anyone's hands except yours. Your beauty and your worth comes from the fact that you are an intentional creation of a perfect being. That's where your beauty and your worth comes from. You were intentionally created by a being that is perfect. And the actual proper healed way, the right way to respond to trends such as this is to literally just laugh at it and move on. It's not something that should make you feel happy or good about yourself, because you should never place your happiness about yourself in someone else's hands, because that can be taken away very quickly and you're left feeling empty and defeated again. I know this video has been shorter than my usual videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your favorite parts in the comments down below. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this video and this topic in general. Subscribe if you aren't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
You go